Hello everyone, welcome back to a re-recording of the Game 3 from last night's Coach Rivals Week 1 tournament. As we get into it, we have Team Run It Down Mid against the Wombo Combo Wombats. So without further ado, let's get into the picks and bans. So here we see the picks and bans for Team Run It Down Mid and the Wombo Combo Wombats. The bans were it looks like they were targeted at specific players, and then Team Run It Down Mid choosing the Leona Misfortune to go against the Morgana and the Ashe in the bot lane. And then the Fiddlesticks and the Vel'Koz taking it into the mid lane. Warwick and Shyvana going to duel it out in the jungle. And then Aatrox and Darius, a very volatile matchup into the top lane. So without further ado, let's play the intro video. And now we're going to get into the game here. Again, this is pre-recorded, and then this is going to be uploaded to YouTube the day after the actual game was played due to technical difficulties, so that both teams can really get the enjoyment out of this, and the spectators will be able to come back and watch the VODs of both teams. So without further ado, let's get into the game. I don't expect to see any early shenanigans from either of these two teams. Maybe like the Morgana could get a pick, but it looks like both teams are just coming out to just draw a line of scrimmage, blue side and red side.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Looks like the top side looks like they're gonna get some vision on each other as the Darius places a ward into the jungle and spots out the Aatrox. Perhaps the Misfortune seems to be roaming up here against the Warwick, but Warwick doesn't seem to be getting in too aggressive a position to be caught out by that, as both teams start to head back. Over here on the red side, the Vel'Koz was able to get down a sneaky ward into this side of the jungle here, as they start to spot out where the Shyvana started and get some jungle information for the red side. I do think it's going to be up to the blue team to really make some to get ahead into the bot lane with the Misfortune and the Leona to get a CS lead and really take that into the end game, whereas the red side, has a lot of opportunity to get a lot of picks this game with any of their champions. See a good trade for the Ashe as the Misfortune doesn't trade back, staying even in CS, as we see some trade with the Aatrox against that Darius. Aatrox coming out with a more aggressive build up here actually. In terms of the build style, definitely coming out with the dagger against the shield. Provides a little bit more kill threat against the Darius, as both of them hit 2, but Aatrox just a moment early gets another trade. As Ashe takes a Misfortune Q to the face, losing about 25% of her health bar right there. But all things considered, everything seems to be pretty even. The Warwick's a little bit faster than the Misfortune as he gets in here for a gank, but does not get the fear off in time as the Aatrox scoots away with the fear. Perhaps Warwick could have flash followed with the fear right there, decided better against it. as Shyvana is just going for a full clear into the jungle. Warwick seems to be coming in for a gank in the mid lane, but that gets spotted out immediately by the Fiddlesticks. Shyvana a little bit low before she starts the blue buff, but should be fine to do this. A lot of damage actually as she goes for the Scuttle Crab, and Warwick and Vel'Koz seems to be collapsing over against the Fiddlesticks into the river. But as we get into this, the fight comes out, the Warwick just not respecting all the damage that can come out against them and goes down immediately with Misfortune First Blood. That's really going to hurt this bot lane as the Misfortune pulls out the double bust to really just push in this Ashe Morgana the entire time in the laning phase. A good dodge by the Darius there against the Aatrox. Needs to keep making those dodges out as the CS lead for the Darius is actually going to be a little bit ahead. We see some trades come back, and then the Fiddlesticks just heals up immediately in the mid lane. But an excellent trade for the Aatrox as he lands his entire Q combo. And another Q to the face against the Ashe. And now the red buff is just ticking down on him as well. And an EQ combo against the Ashe, just not having a good time. Staying within 5 CS, but I do expect that lead to get greater as the laning phase goes on. Darius taking a bad trade in the top lane as he has no mana to trade back here. And for our first dragon, we're going to get the Infernal Drake. Perhaps the Warwick's going to move to it right away. But no, he does get spotted out. The blue team does spot him out, and they do have the Scuttle Crab as well. He does drop a control ward into the back of the pit to spot out any of the vision coming from this Shyvana possibly into that jungle pit. They do spot out the control ward. Are they going to clear it out immediately as Warwick is topside, but they do need to respect. They do not have the vision on the Warwick right now. As the Ashe takes another Q to the face, but still 6 CS down. Not the worst thing as we see some trades going out in the mid lane, but it looks perhaps like the Shyvana is just going to start up the Infernal Drake without any response from the blue side. Maybe an Ashe Hawkshot could come in. But that is currently down. She is just going to solo this dragon. Doesn't look like the red team has any idea this is going on until it goes down now. So as we look at these buffs, that is going to be really effective for the blue side as the game goes on. But again, the red team has a lot of opportunities to get back into this match with the picks that they can make. Fiddlestick seems to come down here for some sort of side lane pressure, but it gets spotted out over the ward immediately by the Ashe and the Morgana, and they move away as they avoid a 4-man gank coming to the bot side. Darius probably should make a recall here, but the Aatrox going deep, ults it out, and the flash from the Darius. Aatrox just farming here, but the Warwick and the Vel'Koz are coming up to see if they can get this fight here. As we see Fiddlesticks make a teleport to the mid lane, and Vel'Koz goes all in, does an incredible amount of damage as Warwick takes the kill and evens up the kill gold as red side is only down by 1100 gold at this point. Getting a kill on the Warwick is really going to help get him back into the game, as you do see that he has fallen behind 13 CS. Unfortunately, on the bot side, Shyvana is answering by invading and stealing the blue buff. But does not hang around to fight anymore. think this game might come down to who can actually effectively use these Rift Heralds and start claiming some of these objectives. As we know, both Warwick and Shyvana are extremely strong at taking these objectives. You can see everything seems to be calmed down right now. The Rift Herald has spawned, but both junglers are doing a full clear on their bot side. Warwick might be able to get there sooner. As this bot lane, before they can hit level 6, the Fiddlesticks comes in for the gank, and the Morgana not flashing out. A full ultimate to the face, and the Fiddlesticks on the back end of it. There's just no escape for that Morgana to get out of there with the fear. As it looks like the Vel'Koz looks to probably get some more pressure in. Does a full ult, but gets interrupted by the Fiddlesticks as Ashe, final level 6, ults in. But the Fiddlesticks flashing away with just 10 HP. Just so many low cooldown bars. And then the Vel'Koz gets the final kill onto the Leona in the end. Perhaps both teams seem to move away as Morgana seems to join the fray. Perhaps we're going to get a fight here in the top side as Aatrox engages onto the Darius. Gets the pullback, but no follow-up damage from there. As things seem to be calming it down, but it looks like there was a ping onto the Rift Herald from the red side. Perhaps that might be their next objective that they go for. As the flash from the Aatrox onto the Darius no flash, cannot get away from this. Does he walk to the side? No, gets pulled back, perhaps going to get dove here, and just nothing he can do. Too much health on the Aatrox as he just walks in with the ult, full combo, and gets the kill onto the Darius. Darius going down, 0 kills to 1. Looks like Warwick goes up to the top side to see what he can do there. Drops a ward down onto the Baron. Knows that Shyvana's not on it as an incredibly low Fiddlesticks gets flashed on and auto attacked for the easy kill to the Vel'Koz. As Vel'Koz really starting to extend his lead, almost 30 CS up, but we see the same from the Misfortune, 34 CS up for the Misfortune in the bot lane, really pushing their advantage. But we do see ultimates available, perhaps looking to see if they can get something off with the Vel'Koz coming in from the mid lane. As we see the Ashe arrow go out onto the Leona, the Misfortune tries to ult them away, but does not do so. And again, the Vel'Koz getting the kill, going to do a lot to get him ahead as he ults the Misfortune, but not enough damage coming out as the Misfortune dodges the Q from the Vel'Koz to get away. And in the meantime, Warwick doing work on the Rift Herald as he takes the Rift Herald, and now the Ashe is doing some work on the bot lane tower, trying to even up the turret gold taken. She gets a solo plate, and perhaps they might try to see if they can fight for this dragon next. A lot of objectives and a great fight coming in for the red side as they're down 600 gold, but again, so many picks and so many advantages they can make. But the work, no mana, pops the fear early onto it. Looked like he popped the fear onto the effigy from the Fiddlesticks, but that is not who you want to be fearing as he goes in and eventually gets ulted by the Shyvana. A lot of damage coming out from the Shyvana and Fiddlesticks. As we see a combo coming in from the Aatrox onto the Darius. Darius trying to fight back, but misses his Q. And it looks like the Aatrox just comes back to farm up the wave. Still pretty even farm in the top wave. Darius might have gotten a little bit too far ahead as we see the blue team take the dragon in the bot side with the Shyvana. As the Darius just gets smacked down by the Aatrox. Gotta dodge those Qs as he does output a lot of damage with those Qs, and Darius just not enough health to withstand it at this point in the game. as we see the Warwick take the blue buff. Looks like perhaps a miss handoff from the blue buff from the Warwick to the Vel'Koz, but really doing a lot to push this wave. Immediately, perhaps that blue buff came in as we see a little bit of a hide, and the Ashe gets caught out immediately. No flash, no heal to get away, trying to kite back as much as he can, but gets torn down by the Misfortune. Looks like maybe a triple kill coming in, double kill for the Misfortune, 1 kill going over to the Shyvana, 3 kills unanswered for the blue team. As they looks to be that they're going to take this bot lane turret, a great setup and a great kill for that bot lane blue team. As we see the disrespect coming in from the Fiddlesticks, takes a Q to the face, and the Vel'Koz going up 4-0-1. The 4-0-1 Vel'Koz, a huge beacon of hope for the red side, as they're down now almost 4,000 gold. Darius trying to trade back against this Aatrox, just Aatrox doing a ton of damage and really just putting a lot of pressure on him, making it really hard, but they're still even in CS, which is going to be helpful, but the 2-kill lead is about that half an item that you see for the Aatrox. Blue team pops the Rift Herald. It's not going to take any place, but it will take first turret gold, and it looks like it's given to the Vel'Koz in that first turret. This is going to be really beneficial for the Vel'Koz to really roam around more and influence the map, as that seems to be like what his team's going to need. 4-0-1, there is a lot of damage coming from the Misfortune, and if they're able to push that Misfortune and that wombo combo back from the blue side, as we see Darius go down again to the Aatrox on the top side, but that Vel'Koz is going to be that damage point that the red team needs to transition into the mid game. As we see Vel'Koz teleport to the top lane to protect that turret. As we see the Morgana get caught out, take the ultimate from the Misfortune, but Ashe too slow on the arrow. And a flash for flash to work in the Aatrox. Looks like we're getting some pressure in the mid lane as Vel'Koz has been in the mid lane. It looks like the Darius is just kind of stuck in Fountain. Okay, it's coming out now as he starts to build his Triforce. But it looks like blue side has a lot of pressure right now on the mid lane and the bot lane. That disconnect and reconnect has been taken care of, and we're back to the game.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Blue team really pressing their advantage now that the mid and bot lane turrets have been taken. Really, perhaps they're going to be able to get this Ashe in the bot lane. Let's see how they do it here. As the Leona flashes first, a miscommunication there as Ashe is just easy to get away, but worried about perhaps the ultimate coming in from the Leona and ends up flashing away. But no kill with the Leona flashing in a little bit too soon before the Misfortune. Looks like the red team seems to be getting a pick off, but the ultimate from the Warwick onto the Leona, great black shield, but just way too much damage coming in as they see the red team just getting melted. Vel'Koz is the one that they need to be waiting for and before engaging, and they get engaged on from the blue side and just get decimated. 3 kills again as Vel'Koz looks to try to get something back and just get the shutdown gold on the Shyvana. Unfortunately, Vel'Koz cannot move over and contest this bot side. Perhaps it's going to be a free dragon, but no, the Misfortune low on mana is just going to run off. The Fiddlesticks looking to possibly get a flank on here, but the 2-level lead for the Vel'Koz is going to be essential. And we see the Misfortune just ult the wave just to probably get a reset and a recall here against the red side. As you see Ashe come up to contest the top lane, and seeing that the blue team immediately responds by getting their 3rd dragon, we're going to get a Soul Drake Ocean. And no response from the red team. They did have vision of this. It's just they're going to give it up. They don't feel comfortable responding with this type of damage coming out from the blue side. A couple key ultimates were available for the Fiddlesticks and the Shyvanas, so definitely a lot that they do have to consider. As Vel'Koz looking to see if he can get a pick in his own jungle, but honestly, this is blue side's jungle now, and red team just are giving it up. They're just not able to fight, as we see the gold discrepancy now. At this point in the game, the mid lane Vel'Koz has a 2200 gold lead against his counterpart in the Fiddlesticks, but that's the only lead that the red side has. And we see perhaps the Darius is probably going down again without the turret up, just not able to take any farm, pushed away from this farm, and the Aatrox just doing a phenomenal job of punishing and managing this wave in the top lane. We do see a 2500 almost gold lead in the top for the Aatrox, almost a 1800 gold lead for the Shyvana, and then almost 3,000, a full item gold lead for the Misfortune over the Ashe. As things start to calm down now, but we do see that the Warwick is trying to sneak this Rift Herald. The blue team has no idea. Perhaps they're going to get engaged in the mid lane, as they do, and they catch the Morgana. Not quick enough with the fear from the Fiddlesticks, just an incredible fear from the Fiddlesticks as they get that catch in the Morgana, and they push him away, push the Vel'Koz away as they start to siege the mid turret. But a great take in the meantime with Rift Herald. Maybe that can get some gold back for the red side, the Wombo Combo Wombats, as they push and try to get something in their favor. They really do need another turret, but perhaps they could get top lane or bot lane with that and get some more gold into their pockets. So we see another red reset from the red side. Blue side looks to be doing a staggered reset as the bot lane is pushing, and the Shyvana and the Fiddlesticks are making a recall. The Leona and Misfortune are getting the push into the bot lane, but still have not taken this turret. But this turret is just a sneeze away from going down. The blue team can take that at their leisure. We see more pressure coming into the top side as the top turret is actually going down now as well. Maybe this push is going to be the one to take it down, and then maybe the Fiddlesticks can come up here and get some damage. As Aatrox going in again on this Darius. Darius flashes away. A deep respect and the 3-level gold lead, or the 3-level lead for the Aatrox in the top lane. As Ashe comes up here, trying to farm up the wave, trying to get any gold that she can so that she can get back into this game as well. Perhaps feeling like the Darius is a little bit too far behind and just trying to get another member strong along with the Vel'Koz. As we see the flash coming out from the Aatrox, another engagement misses the Qs, and the Darius just walks away. As we see the Fiddlesticks, a bush camp coming in, a full ultimate going onto the Vel'Koz. Warwick misses his ult. If he had hit that ult, perhaps he would have gone down sooner, but they do get the kill. But that's not who you want the kill to go down on. With the Morgana taking that kill, it's definitely going to hurt. That's not who you want more gold to go down on if you're on the red team. But a kill's a kill at this point. They're now down 7,500 gold. Red team trying to farm up these waves. If they're able to stall this out so that the Ashe and the Darius can get a couple more items, I think they have a chance to get back into this. But a lot of pressure coming out from this blue side. They really are applying a lot of pressure to the entire map that the red team just isn't responding in a coordinated effort. You can see that they do have great vision into the red team jungle with control wards, and they're sweeping through it, so any sort of vision that the red team had been hoping for. As we see another push camp coming out, but it looks like red team is going to respect this. But Vel'Koz not falling for that trick. Kills the ward, gets out safely. As we see another control ward over here on the blue side. So great control wards, great vision from this blue team as they set up the Baron. Very clean Baron setup. They know the red team just cannot respond. Does not seem like red is going to respond in any way. But perhaps they might look to see if they can trade bot for the we do have a Rift Herald attacking the bot tower, and we do see that the Drake is going down. They are trading Baron for Drake. Not the best trade, but they're getting something in return. Unfortunately, this turret extremely low. They did not move down here as they're worried about the really hard push from this Misfortune in the top lane. Again, the Leona clearing out an extreme amount of vision. As it looks like the Ashe did miss an arrow onto the Misfortune. That if that arrow lands or a Q from Morgana lands, it's going to be an insane amount of pick potential for the red team. They just need one of those to land to get back into this game. Actually, I think at this point they need about 4 or 5 of those to land. As the entire red team coming together in the mid lane to protect that mid turret, but the Fiddlesticks is split pushing. It looks like the blue team's a little bit out of sorts, not really setting up the split push too well, as we had 3 in the mid and the ward just walking by the Fiddlesticks, not going for a fear or an ultimate. He did have everything up, but did not see the opportunity, or perhaps worry about blue team coming in. But the ultimate now from the Fiddlesticks as gets away. Ashe trying to do as much damage as possible, but just the healing is an incredible amount from the Fiddlesticks at this point in the game, and the Vel'Koz comes over and gets a kill. Now the Ashe could have gotten that kill, just could no healing reduction, trying to get as much damage out, but perhaps should get some healing reduction at this point against that Fiddlesticks, against that Aatrox, just to make any damage that they can get to stick onto the blue team. So we see Aatrox pushing in the top wave, but the mid wave wasn't exactly set in a position for them to push that as well, but now it is, as they've already pushed out the top wave, so they do have to wait another wave or two for those waves to line up. Red team really stalling the game out. Again, this is what they need to do to get some of their carries a bit stronger and contest these fights. The blue team really doesn't have too much of a tank. They do have a lot of healing, so it's going to be up to the Vel'Koz and the Ashe to really do some more of that healing reduction coming out against them. Now that I look at the items, perhaps, I know Liandry's is a core item for the Vel'Koz, but perhaps if maybe instead of going needlessly for the third against probably a Rabadon Deathcap, but perhaps if the Vel'Koz could get that healing reduction that the team desperately needs, getting that Oblivion Orb for the extra damage to stick, that's going to be pretty essential as well. Blue team keeps pushing up their vision line as Ashe is making a recall, probably has a completed item. We'll see what she ends up buying at this point, as the red team seems to maybe look to get a pick off in the top lane, as they do move 4 of their members up here as Ashe is going by. It looks like the Baron has ran out, so the red team does effectively hold on, and they are down now 10,000 gold as Ashe misses an arrow into the Misfortune, intercepted here by the Leona as they get away. The Leona and the Misfortune both get away. A great catch by the Leona. Great positioning for that Ashe arrow. As the red side just continues to farm up these waves, and the blue team just really can't get any foothold into the red team's base is going to take a big combo from them to see what they can do. Or a catch, as the Shyvana just ults into the middle of the lane. Perhaps that was a misclick. Oh, but the damage coming out from the Misfortune onto the Vel'Koz is really going to push him away, and perhaps this is the opportunity that they need. As the Aatrox engages onto the Darius, really pushing him away. Again, a 3-level lead as they break open the top and the mid turrets as they take the mid inhibitor and they start to transfer up to the top wave. Misfortune going in an unexpected route, but again, the Ash Arrow going wide. Morgana going down, flashing away. The ultimate coming in from the Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks takes the Darius down. A response ultimate coming out from the Vel'Koz as Vel'Koz takes down the Leona. And it looks like blue team is going to slink away with all the pressure they have now in the top and the mid lanes. Taking both of those inhibitors, just losing the Leona and taking another kill onto the Darius. Now with super minions coming into their base, I don't see a lot that the red team can do in this situation as they're down now 9 kills and 10,000 gold. I don't think that they're going to be in a position to fight for this Drake, and they're just going to give up Soul Drake to the blue team. At this point, it's going to take a couple of last stands in the red team base as they make their last ditch effort, maybe in this next push. As blue team sets up for a reset, perhaps they're going to just take Baron and just push in the red side for the win. Red team is suspecting the blue team to go for this Baron. Maybe they're going to make the last stand here as they push out the mid and top waves to make an effort over there. Leona not with the rest of the team, but red side has some good vision possibly to make a pick here in their jungle. So you see Aatrox threatening the Ashe in the mid lane. Shyvana, not enough vision, but the miss Q, but the Ash Arrow falling up and the Shyvana goes down, but the Aatrox comes in and does a ton of damage. All that gold, all that experience onto the Aatrox just coming in. This Misfortune flashes in to get into ult range and just rakes down the shutdown on the Aatrox for the Vel'Koz, but traded in return as double kill coming out for the Misfortune and the ultimate coming out for the Fiddlesticks. This is probably going to be the last fight of the game as the blue team marches in. Misfortune 250 CS, 7-0-4, 700 gold bounty as she just marches her team in as the Darius goes down again into the top lane, this time to the 8-0-4 Misfortune. One Nexus turret goes down, the second Nexus turret goes down. Ashe is trying to push these minions back, but just not enough damage. Comes down, ults onto the Misfortune, but maybe too little too late as she almost goes down in return. And that's going to be it as the blue team Run It Down mid takes the victory. Alright, thank you everyone for joining this cast of Game 3 of Week 1 Coach Rivals. We did get a victory out of Team Run It Down mid over the Wombo Combo Wombats. I'm Mr. Hernandez. Thanks.